Good morning, good afternoon. Wow, did I find some stuff today. Incredible. I mean, this is what I found today is a question in one of the movies when Morpheus and Eno or Neo came together and they said, what is the Matrix? What is Zion? Well, I made a design today that covers a very good part of Zion, and not only that, I'm going to tell you this, just in case I don't forget to mention it, is what the number 7 does, upside down from each other. It creates the Lamed. You put one this way, and it's a Lamed. If you add one more, it becomes the 4. If you take pieces of 1 to create it, because on one side of the Aleph, it's a straight line. On the other side, it's 2 add-ons. So there's so many things. I know I didn't tell you very much over there. So you take the Lamed, and you can create the 4 out of it, or you can turn it around and create the H, but you can also turn it around and use the 7, which is an angle this way that chops in half, sideways, giving a good part of the half of the pie, but one side is on the bottom, one side is on the top, but it's sliced in half. But it's on this angle, so who's on which top? What I want to talk about right now is horses. There's 10 horses and 10 horses. That's what we're going to use, okay? The basic. In 2 different kinds of racing. But only the 1 horse is red in both tracks. What does that mean? In one race, you go on the horse's back. You have a mane. You can't lead the horse to water. You can lead the horse to water, but you can't make him drink. Titanic, iceberg, the horse of the Queen Mary. So they bring the horse, which is blind. So now you bring out the other song, like a river that don't know where it's going. It's a horse, and you're on top, and you're trying to control this horse, but it's like a river. And the horse is treated with the life of Riley. I'm not sure, but check out about Riley, if it has to do with the games of Riley or that guy, the incredible something or other. It's too bad I forget it. So what happens is the horse, he goes into the field, he eats boats, so boats go on water of rivers, and the guy in the middle is like a little Indian trying to control him. It was the Indians who basically started the racing, right? Yeah! It was the cowboys and Indians, my friends. C and I. I see 9 and 3, number 39, creation of all 13s. 3 by 13 is 39. Another 13, which brings you into the world, is 52 for Earth. So the horse eats, and all of a sudden, he's part of the penicillin of all man. Somehow what's in the horse is into us by the penicillin. Now, is it good or bad? And out the back end, well, it comes green. What he ate, dry oats and dry hay with a little water, he rejuvenated it. But he lives a life of Riley because they're there at 7 in the morning, so the poor horse shouldn't go hungry. They don't say that about the pigs and chickens. The pigs and chickens, they throw a tray and they dump it into the tray. You got food all the time. Just eat when you want. I'll be back in 3 more hours. All they do is clean it and they get out of the building after. They don't sit and talk to the animals. Thank God for Abraham. At least we got him to talk to. He'd be some kind of Jacob. You know what Jacob is? I'm going to get back to Jacob. It's a BJ, because God is AJ, and the 1 is with the 0. The 1 is with the 0. God is 1, and the 1 is with the 0. Man gets the 0 for the circle of life that God created. Man's inside like the center of the dot board. So the horse goes down, and all of a sudden, he's like the Suez Canal. He's like an electric company, where the water is going in and the food is going in one end, and he's pissing out the other end, and he's shitting out while he runs. So he's making power on the go. Waterworks and electric company. Now we got a guy in the back. The water's going in the front, it's going out the back, it's being transferred. It's Hoover Dam on 4 legs. Thank God you got 2 for a race. As they open the chutes, looking like an H. So the water goes into the mouth, and the horse don't know because it's going out the other end as fast as it's going in half the time. And they sweat, and they babble. And they can barely talk. It's like they're almost, excuse me to say this language, and I'm not going to say wheat. Okay, it's as deep as I can go. I was thinking of Jack Tripper. You don't say that. Okay? So now it goes in the other end, so it goes in the mouth. In French, it's a bec, which is like a kiss or a mouth. Where do you bec? On the mouth, unless you kiss them on the ass. But it wouldn't matter. Because Quebec, the Q says ass or tail, the Bec says kiss it, the water goes in one end, it goes out the other and is shit, he refertilizes, you got power and electricity. He had the lead, or did he have lead in his tank? Or is it lead in his blood? What's in the horse's blood? If I knew a little bit about science, I may be able to convince you about something. But it's not about me convincing you about anything. It's how good the show is, because nobody actually stays long enough to see the totality of what you may pick up, of what your desire is to understand the difference of how we came here besides the mother and the father going into the bed. But we're breaking this down to the last little line that's on your digital clock going east and west while the other one's going up and down, while the one in the center is being shorted by the 2 points it has to hold back, which is the talit and the Magen David. And I have a design of the Magen David too that I designed. Oh my God, just taking the dice and certain objects and placing it on the grid, I was able to design, oh my God, giants. And at the same time, I mean, you want to see the giants, we're going to get away from the horse. We're going to do the giants. Okay, no, we have to stick with the horse. So Quebec has hydro and electricity. They lost the racetrack. So what were they doing when they had nowhere to pass the water? They sold it over the border to the Americas. Now the track has come back. Now somebody's going to want our water. Because if we're taking our water and control of our water, I think somebody wants hydro and electricity. Quebec owns that hydro and electricity. I mean, take out the monopoly game, and you see waterworks, and you see go to jail, yeah, right next to waterworks, where Marvin Gardens is, and everybody's smoking weed and getting the hees, and the heat is up with the light and the lamp and the lantern of Jack O'Lantern. In a few more days, he comes as the pumpkin she follows on the floor. Ding, 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 ding. All graded, that pumpkin. Ooh, we're going to do a story on pumpkins. But first of all, let's talk of the foal, let's talk of the goal, let's talk of the horses' names. Right now, it's all about what's in the universe. Nizi that, this that. I mean, I can tell you, Lexus Noah, excuse me, please. Oh, the pineal gland. How about Friday night? Because that's another thing. Friday and Tuesday, they sort of go together. Because Venus is part of the love night, and it goes with Friday night, Venus and Friday night, because of the French, vendredi, and it sounds like the beginning of Venus. So the horses go around the track, but we forgot to mention, number 28, 29, the 29th position, which is the birth, which is the energy, and the water is flowing. That's right. It is it electric company? No, it's waterworks, and it's flowing, and that's the dice you send, and that's what brings a new child into the game. Is that crazy? Where the horse gets the water in the mouth, coming out the ass, we got hydro and electric. On the first spot, it's roll the dice, 2 6s. You got 12, you get on electric company, but it's number 13, so already Jack's got a hat. Because Q and K. You got the Q, slick and pull. There's a lot of Qs around, and a Q is something to start. And when the turtle sets on his cue, that means he takes his legs and he shoves them out and he's ready to walk. But when a ball has a little yin-yana inside of it, the ball stops rolling. You need usually 2, or she'll wibble and wobble the other way. So the horse, if you go backwards from go, do you want to know what happens when you go backwards from go? You go 10. Go 10, boy, you're in the world, right? 2 and 10 in the balls, you got 12, you're in the game. It's blue, it's electric. Go, boy, go, boy. So you roll a dice, you get 10. Go to jail if you're going backwards. Number 31, 10 back, 31. Because when you go 10 forward, you got to go 10 back to balance the scales. And when you go 10 back, guess what happens in Monopoly? You fall into go to jail, and you go all the way across the board into where it says visiting jail and in jail. And it's on the 31st position. 10, 31, automatic in jail, especially when you get 10. You need 10 to get into the world to live, so you have to roll 10 on the first roll. So you're automatically in jail, but you're meeting at visiting jail, and you're halfway in and halfway out. 10/31, Halloween. Halloween, okay, in a leap year, okay. 274th day is the September 30th. The 274th, the 305th, 30, the egg tray, 5, the passage, 5 by 30 is 150. 150 and 150 is the bowling of 300, and the balls have gone rolling. Are you following me? That was Halloween. Whatever exists on this planet, if you can put it in the grid, we will be able to have an answer. So this I'm going to show you. I'm going to see if I can turn around and try and show you a couple of grid stories. Okay, we're going to do the giants first. So first we take a line like this and a line like this. And I'm not going to go exactly online or offline. I just want to do it a little bit quicker. So you see it? So this is number 4, this is number 3. So when you go the dice, you can either go, you can go from here and then up like this. This is one way to do it. Can you see it? I'm going to have to do it with a bigger marker. This camera's not so good for this. I need to shut this off. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to go from here and all the way up into number 3. Then what we have to do is we have to get 9, which is here, 9. We have to get 9 all the way up there. Now, how do we get 9? Where do we start to get 9? Can you follow me? We have to... Wait a second. How come this is not working? How did we get 9 last time? Oh, yeah, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. You go from here, and you all the way down to here. Okay? And here, and here. Once the line goes, you create your own peace sign star. This is one corner. Now you have 4 and 9, 13, and you have 3 and 4, 7. Now you have to make 6 and 7, 13 have to come together. So you take 6 and go all the way down to here, and then up here. Now you have an upside down pyramid. You see it? Because all you have to do is connect 7 to 6. We didn't connect 1 to 3. So for 1 to 3, we're going to send it up here. We're going to 1 to 3 is we're going to where did I say? Oh, right, from 1 to 6. So from 1 to 6, I go up here. See that? Automatically, I started creating the octagon. Now I go here, here, and here, and the octagon's created. This part of the octagon doesn't need to. It gets created by these X's. So I go up from the one side over here, and through the 2, and over to the 6. So now I have done 2 upside down pyramids. They look like 2 cubes, and I've done 1/2 of the Magen David. The other one that would be missing, the one over here, okay, which absolutely gets done by this way. This one's a U, so we have to go this way. I have to hit 5, and I have to go this way for number 5. So now we have 5, and 5 and 2 is 7. Now we have to go 13. So this one is free, so we drag 13 here, and we go 13 here, and this is what the house ends up looking like. Don't you notice that it's 2 parts? Okay? Do you see it? The way it becomes 3D? And that's connecting your 7s, your 10s, and your 13s. Now, I had a better drawing than this. I'm going to look through my papers. Oh, yeah, I found something about Zion. We've seen these signs all over the place, but now I know how it basic. I have the bracing. I have the bracings for it. You know, horses don't have many teeth, eh? All their teeth are missing. You know why? Because the water always has to flow. They're dams. It's like the top of a castle. Where's the top of every castle? Wherever there's a dam, hydro and electric. You no wonder the beaver's under the water. He's doing a little work. You ever see him with his hat? He's trying to... They gave us TV programs. The beaver's under the ground. He's checking the mines. You know what I'm saying? Here, I made a little design. I know it's the one. You see the little guy in the end here? He says, go. And the other one up here, he lifts his hands in the air. He says, fuck you. Here's the little dog climbing up. Here's the horse. Here's the rocket in the back because he's always shitting. He's sitting down, okay? And what does he say? What does he say? Heads or tails, okay? So that horse, he creates everything you need for fertilizer. It becomes green again. He has penicillin. He's missing those teeth in the front, and he says, nay. Birth, 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 birth. because it's all about bringing the spirit into this world and connecting the earth to the soul. The reasons for the two types of horses, I don't know how it works, but it seems like it has to do with waterways and waterworks. Another thing, oh my God, did I find something tonight? Oh my God, so many things. I mean, as little as this stupid little thing here, you see that little guy? That's an energy cycle that was made by Mark Rodin, but I found out how it can really work in your head. Once you can get to work in your head, I mean, paper's easy, because you're supposed to think like it was on paper, right? You can't, and not paper, but already made. Sometimes your head can see before it's already made, because it knows all the elements and knows its stops and its boundaries. Oh, but I have something about Zion. Oh my God. Now let's draw this. We're going to go back to draw the giants. Okay. Right now, we're going to come back. We're going to draw the giants here. So what happens is we want to reconnect. Okay. This is 4. I go up towards 3 and I reconnect the 3. Now 1 is here and 6 is here on your telephone. Okay. So I take it from here, I go down to here, and I go over here. This is north and south, this is 2 and 5, and this is here is with 8, but this is where you are between your legs. You see the ace crossing over here? You're trapped between the legs. Your arms are over here. You're caught up in your arms on both sides, both feet, and you can't move, right? But if you turn it around this way, it becomes a giant, and this is now the north-south because it's either this or it's this. It's not both of them. Now you're the other way. Your hands are no longer tied. You got your hands in the air. You're really pissed off. You got your tail on the ground, and it's a long tail because now you're the giant. You see, the 1 is this way. The 2, that was this way. That was this way. Okay? It looks like the grinder. Everything changes. The 9 goes around, and it goes this way. Okay, it's changed. It's no longer what it was. It all gets a different meaning. This box, okay, over here is number 1. This box over here is number 1. This one is number 3. But when I turn it this way, this one becomes number 1, and that one becomes number 3. But the design is already made. If you want to do it in practice, what you do is you mark 1, 2, 3, 5, 7, 8, 6, 5, 4, and then you make a design and you turn it 1 time. And you take the 8 and put it here in the first spot. And you turn it again. And now you take the 4 and you put it in the first spot. Now you turn it again. And now you take it and you put the 3 in the first spot. You understand what I'm saying? You got to keep rotating it all around. Mix them up to see what your average is. Oh my God, there's so much to do. This is old school, my friends. Old school. So I showed you the giants. I showed you the way they're handcuffed. Here's his head. He's like handcuffed, eh? Here's his feet. Can you see him? He's Boulder. But here's the giant. Isn't that the way the giant is? Get away, you crazy kids. Titanic and the horse. Celine Dion sang a song, Titanic, and a few other songs. Okay? The rose was not real. Rose wasn't even real. It was made up. Just to show you, this shirt is crazy. Tank Farm. Tank Farm. Angel neutralization, the crossing between the two worlds. This is crazy. You see what this is in here? That's Spracely sprockets. Here's the spaceship. This is no spaceship. I didn't even know it was a spaceship. Take a good look at it. It's a lady's face with 2 arms. Look. Look. These are 2 eyes. Oh, these are 2 eyes. 2 eyes, a nose. Okay? It could be a dog lying flat down. Snoopy. See his 2 ears here? Isn't that what Snoopy would look like? It's not a spaceship. 2 spades are on the top. I had no idea I was wearing this. And look at the V that comes in it. Russian rockets. TO 2015. What are they talking about? You're telling me? I just put on this shirt and it's marked 2015. Right here, TO 15 and 20 equals 35. 3 and 7. Nibiru, first connection. 5 and 5 is the passage. 2015. 7 and 5, 57, 75 of the time that I told you this book would end. Of all the work I'm working on is really based on 5775 of 7286. Minus 1776 is going to give you an answer that will be explainable by one of my figures. Because I figured it out. Pretty weird, eh? It also says Czechs. Czechs are Russians or cheats. How about the letter chet in Hebrew? What does that mean? There's a lot of numbers to write down. Put one number next to the next number and draw them with your pen and take a look. Put it on the bottom, put it forward, put it backwards, put it upside down. Do one at a time until there's a design that hits another design that, boom, we put it on the grid and find out what the real number is. So we have the types of horses. We have blue and white, which is the 2 and the 3, at both tracks. You see, the red on both horses is the one horse, but the 2, like in the Olympics, and don't tell me I'm wrong because I've already seen it, okay, the blue was on the left, and he came second. The white was on the right, and he came third. But in the other place, it was the white on the left, and the blue on the right. And they were the 2 and the 3, the 3 and the 2, so 1, 2, 3 basically has no change. Seems like something's moving and everything's staying in the same house. Do you get it? A rolling ball. The horses. But Celine Dion, something to do with Dion, ion, and they take Lasix. Did you ever know that? Horses take LA6. Wow. They never really wanted it here in Montreal, but now they're getting it. They only used to get it in the States, but now you get Lasix in Canada. LA6, L3, A1, 31, 0, 31, 6, 52, 83, creation of 8, 83, 88, 3 and 5 is 8, 88, 888. The canals and the colts, the dams, the damsels in distress, and the fillies. A dam is a place where the water goes again and again, back to the horse. A dam is a queen. So is the dam good when it blocks up the water's flow? Absolutely not. So how good is the queen? And who is the queen? And what does it mean to be a queen bee? Because now they've come up with a song of royal. And who will be the ruler? Because it's with a ruler and a short line ruler, okay, that you can actually only bend it a certain amount, but it's the ruler. It's the ruler. It's the ruler. Okay, in linear, that what we do is we come all the way over here, and a straight ruler, we come all the way here and we bend it. Then we go from here and we go all the way out here, and then we go all the way out here. Now we got the upper and the bottom. It seems like it goes like this, right? Now we have, where's the last part? Well, it's supposed to be, the light. Here's your cube in between for the light. Does it look like it looks like a nose? Doesn't it look like a nose? And all I have to do is do that. So anyways, we did this. We did the giants. Now where are the giants? In Meadowlands, right where the horses run. So it may be a long video, but I'm definitely on the right track. I mean, on the right course. I mean, I'm going to get to the end, and it'll be over finally, so we can sit a place. A place, well, it's to come second. I never and always want to win. You always want to be first, because when you get there, you're first. It's you. Oh, yeah, you're taking you wherever you want to go, eh? All right. So again, back to the colors. The 7 is orange. It comes from red and yellow, in which the 6 and 4, man from Mars and Saturn, come together to recreate the same colors. So the color combinations inside the horses aligned with the chosen colors of the basic red and black, which is not white and red, because red is the flow of the white, which hasn't happened yet. It may be the grid, but it hasn't happened. It's got position. The grid's got position. I put the grid in position. It's valued at 45. But whatever went into it will always be in the same coordinates. But the grid will always move as you move through space. But it's always in the same place. So it's got to get 2 kinds of different rules. Back to the horses. Whore? What is the whore? It's an hour. What does the horse say? Oh, she's fuck me, fuck me. What does that mean? I don't like to say the word fucking, but it's the matrix getting plugged in, the horse. One horse, of course. So another thing I wanted to say, that it's in Quebec and it's hydroelectric. And this is Waterworks, WW, 2323 1111. This is Electric Company, number 53, again with an 8. 3 by 2, 3 plus 2, 6 and 5 is 11, 11. 5 times 3 is 15. 5 plus 3 is 8. 8 and 6. 5 and 1 is 6, the circle of life. 8 and 15 is 23. 11, 11, 11. 11, 11, 11 equals 13, 31. 33 creation. 18 in between. 18, that's right, there's only 2 letters you have to remember. A and H. They make up 18 and everything else. The number of moons, 17, which is 8, 303. How this is to be calculated, I'm not quite sure. I just came up with the answer. But 303 means 363, 27, 27, 54. The face of Rubik's Cube. 54, 5 by 4 is 20. It equals 26. 5 plus 4 is 9, equals 35. Back to the beginning. Or we leave it as 20 if you want to leave it as 20. So we go 6 by 3, it'll be 27 and 27, and 7 and 2 is 9, 7 and 2 is 9, and that says Star of Bethlehem. Well, the Star of Bethlehem is actually 7 and 4. So if the Star of Bethlehem is 7 and 4, okay, that means that the Jupiter must be the same thing because it makes 11, and they're both 9/11s. Because if we're on a corner, if you're on a corner, okay, I want to show you something. If you're on a corner, this is what happens in Monopoly. These two and these two properties go with the corner, and it makes this mark because you have to cut it out. Now, I don't remember exactly what I was saying. I know it made the footstep of the Velociraptor, and it wasn't for no reason that the Velociraptor was in. And yes, 1111. So what happens is 303. Okay, the 8 the 17 would you would have to bring it to one number. So 17 would be 1 and 7, and 1 and 7 is 8, and 7 is 15. And again, 15 is the O. So you would actually have 0303. They would become 6's the zeros. You'd have 6363. Now, it's only a number to you. So what you have to do is I have to go now and calculate. I don't have my calculator here, and put 336363, which reverts back to your DNA. The 9 card, 4 for 1 for 4. Why? 6 and 1 is 7. 3 and 4 is 7. 6 and 1 is 7. Makes 55. 55, 55, 55 is 7 times 6 and 7 plus 6. Oh, all the numbers come together and they work. Oh, we were just at 2757. So did you follow me? We end up making 1414. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4, 5. 1 times 4, 1 plus 4, 5. 1 to 4 is a total of 10. In between is 2 and 3 and 2 and 3. Again, 11 and 11. Now, if I multiply this one more time by 11, it becomes 14. 6, 14. Check it out. I like to check it out myself too. See the way it looks? The 4 is made by a Hebrew lamed. When you take the Hebrew lamed and go the other way on it, it ends up making your 4 instead of using the 7. You see the letters, I mean, I'm a little mixed up a little bit because I don't have enough time, or I haven't made enough time. That the letters come from Hebrew, Greek, first Hebrew because it's all Greek to me, and French and Spanish and German and Hebrew and Yiddish, and I have to use all the numbers of 4, 5, 6 languages, so eventually I'm going to know those 6 languages if I ever catch up with anything. So that's the way it has to be done. Everything has to be and I was speaking about that ruler. Okay, hold on. I was talking about this corner before I forget. Okay, now I don't remember what I says, but this retains the corner. Your tracks are here. Your tracks are here. Go to jail is right here. It's number 31. Okay? Position number 31. 31st day, a jeton. One of the men go to jail. Guess what number he gets? 10. Why? 31. 3 and 1. 1 times 3, 1 plus 3 is 7. Okay? The 3 creation. Or, Okay? 1 plus 3 is 4. The opposite of 4 is 6 because you have to have the balanced connection, which is the cross of the Christ, which is on your back. But it's not supposed to be like this. It's supposed to be like this because you get multiplied into this world. Everything is 2. God takes 1. God takes 2. If you take 2, like you take 2 in the pool balls, you automatically have the 10. The 2 is the letter B, and the 10 is the letter J. You have BJ. Okay, this is what happens. This is what happens. 2 ball, and 10 ball, BJ. 2 and 10, 102. Spell Valentine equals 102. The spirit, 13 times 7 is 91. Plus the ace that gets to be the 11K car in the game of blackjack. Again, 102. Valentine, 102. 4 times 102 is 408. 40 and 8 is the game. 40 times 8 is 320, and that's all it is when you're not talking about the center space that's not yours. Because all you have to do is the clock turns, so you move with the time. So you don't have to waste that time moving. So you have 10. Now, when you count from 2 until 10, normally counting from 1 to 9 is 45. 10 would be 55, but we're missing the A, so it's 54, and that's the number of the sun. And again, back to Rubik's Cube. Rubik's Cube in the corner holds 3 positions. This one on this side, this one on this side, and this one on top. This one in the center holds 2. What haven't we done yet? What have I missed? Have I showed you the other way to connect? There's a lot of ways to connect. So we did this way, I did that way. I want to try one more way, okay? I'm going to connect 4 and 3. This is my 4 and 3. Now I'm connecting the 9. Now I know I connected the 9 before this way. Now do I connect the 9? No, I can't connect the 9. I need to connect the 6 and 1. So how do I do that? I can do it this way, or I can do it this way. See the fish? This looks like a guy with a fishing line, holding his fishing line, casts it in, trying to catch the fish. But I'm just fooling around with you, but it is true. You see the ace over here? You see the O over here, but now it's an 8. A8. A8U. You see? D's and U's. D's and U's, and here's the circle of life we're stuck between. I think we're going to end it now because I've been rushing. I'm telling you, and I'm praying for myself, because anything I don't write neat, I have to do over, don't forget, so I fall behind. So, oh man, I found something. Oh man, I found something. I found something that'll justify this. I found something that will justify the pool table. And I don't even have it half finished. But the beginning is incredible. Put your money where your mouth is. Make the video. I'll come and see. I hate to talk before. It might take a week, but I'm hoping to get finished by tomorrow. I just don't want this buzz to go away. And no, it's not weed. I don't buzz on any of these things. When you're in the other world and you really believe, you're just so focused. You're just so focused. Raphael 7286. In the constellation of Pegasus, I'm not quite sure what I missed, but for now, I have said enough. Thank you for watching. The year is 5775. We are on a countdown for what the numbers do. I can't say that the world's going to be over because that's not my job, and the world's not going to be over, okay? Because no matter what, whoever leaves this world today, they don't know what's happening to the world after, and it's not even a big worry, because if you think there's a God, or you think there's a creator, you think there's an afterlife, don't worry. And if there's not an afterlife, don't waste your time. But if you want to do waste your time, try and be nice to people. That's all. Be nice and kind. That's it. Communicate. Thank you for watching.